how do you think Zoho Creator as a platform has grown so far, and how does it stand out compared to the other local platforms in the market?
The things that we have observed is that once we build an application in Zoho Creator, hand it over to our customer, we have not seen them coming back claiming that it is broken. If you are not looking at a creator solution, while very well there are other solutions on the table, you are not doing the right to your own company. So we are working with Disney Hotstar, and this again has multiple bits of Zoho involved, and Zoho Creator is playing a very vital role in that. Can we not do it in Java? Absolutely, you can do it. Can we not do it using Microsoft Dynamics or whatever it is? Yes, you can do it. Right? But how quickly? At what cost? Right? And can you do everything? Right? These are the three questions that you have to keep answering.
Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Creative Conversations with your host Syed. Today we have Badri, an expert in business architecture with over 25 years of experience. From co-founding Cricinfo to launching his own book publishing firm and now steering Simprasoft's Zoho Partner organization, his journey is truly inspiring. His work has helped both enterprises and SMEs navigate their digital transformation journey. In this episode, he'll be sharing how he has used Zoho Creator to build robust business applications that are helping companies like Hotstar. Without any further ado, let's dive into this podcast and learn more from his tale. Hey Badri, welcome to Creator Conversations. Thank you so much for coming and joining us here. It's been a very, we've been trying to catch you for a very, very long time, but finally we got an opportunity to have a word with you. So to quickly start off this podcast, I went through your LinkedIn profile and I saw like you have more than 3 decades of experience now. You've been into the technology world for far long, and you know how solutions around the world are, helping businesses in automating their processes and all. With your fair experience, can you could quickly introduce about yourself, and then we can take the conversation forward?
Sure. Thank you for inviting me, Syed. My background is actually in terms of education in mechanical engineering. I went to IIT Madras for a BTech. Subsequently, I did a PhD in mechanical engineering from Cornell University in the US. And I took a completely different direction there into building it's tech solution, but in the space of cricket. I was involved in building Cricinfo, along with few others. That was in the mid-1990s. Okay. And I completely moved away from all forms of technology after about a decade with Cricinfo. About 2004 or so, I moved to book publishing, print book publishing. Okay. Sort of detoxing myself from all the IT related activities. But that was not going to be forever anyway. Within a decade from there, 2014, we got into Zoho partnership, basically. Right? We started as a Zoho Creator partner. At that point in time, really, we didn't have an idea about what this platform was going to do, what is the tech world looking for. We had moved quite a bit away from, we were in the thick of IT, then moved completely away and are coming back, right? And into IT services, really. So Cricinfo is more you can think of it as an IT product. It's a consumer-driven entertainment product. But looking at IT services, I had a lot of apprehension initially about this IT services business itself, because there are hundreds of thousands of people providing IT solutions. What is your USP? What are you going to offer that others are not offering? Why Zoho? Why not Microsoft? Why not Java? So all these questions you'll always get. Okay, uh, the kind of, it's easy to say low code platform, though that was not a big buzzword around that time we're talking about. But in hindsight today, I would say that it was the correct move, right? Instead of choosing either a Java or a Microsoft based path, what we have done over the last 10 years and what we are likely to do in at least the next decade, Zoho offers a fantastic platform, right? And Creator plays a vital role in that. So today, though we started as Zoho Creator Partner, eventually within 2-3 years we started offering other Zoho solutions. Today we are Zoho only solution provider. We don't work with any other technology, intentionally so. And in that we see Zoho Creator 2 or 3 ways. I'll briefly talk about it and then we can get into more of other aspects of the questions that you may have. First is that Zoho Creator I see as a standalone app development platform where I can build a complete SaaS product. I don't know if other Zoho partners are looking at it that way. I don't know. You are likely to have talked to more of them. But today, if I want to actually build a SaaS product, a typical SaaS product company would say, I will choose a core platform, maybe Java as a platform, or there may be other competing platforms. But today I would look at Zoho Creator itself as that platform, right? It has its own, some shortcomings which I am sure will be resolved as we go along. But to me, with a very, very small workforce, it will be possible for me to build my SaaS product. Okay, that's the major advantage that I see. Second is that I see it as a sort of glue that binds multiple Zoho products. Most of the clients who come to us come for one or the other large segments. So they may be looking for a finance solution. They may be looking for a sales and marketing automation solution. They may be looking for a HR solution, right? This is how standard, these are the large pillars of Zoho, right? But the moment you sit with them and understand their requirements, you find that it is not that single product alone is what they want. They in fact don't even want a product. They want a solution, yes, right? Where one or the other product takes the mainstay. And to that you will have to add few other products. And then you'll have to sort of glue them, stitch them. And that is where Creator plays an important role because it allows us, it's just a basic coding platform, quick coding platform with a database, right? And it talks to every other Zoho product. So we put all this brain into this. We don't replicate any work. If CRM does its thing, we don't try replicating that. If Books is doing what it is doing, we don't replicate that. So we take their core functionality and we throw all the other requirements which are not there in any one of these products. All of that we put into Creator and build that entire solution for them and hand over, right? So that's the second major thing. The third is, the minimum viable product that everybody is talking about, right? I want some really fancy product. I want to offer some solution to customers, but I have to have a quick and dirty working solution, right? And I see Creator playing a very important role in that. It may not be the eventual end product. It may not even be the platform that the customer chooses, but make something work. I mean, it could be a old car buy and sell platform, right? That would be the only one-liner. It will be a mega healthcare doctor and patient linkage platform. So that's all that will be there. So you can actually quickly cook it up, make it look almost like the final product. Maybe if the customers actually want that to be continued, that's fine. But it will be a working solution. It will not be just a template, look and feel screenshots. It will be actually a working platform. And that is where again Creator plays a very important role. And we are doing all of this in our day-to-day activities with our clients.
Perfect. Following up with whatever you said, right? Like, let's say you're transitioning from Cricinfo to moving to book publishing company. There are a couple of questions with the previous answer itself. So the first one is, what made you, or like had you, like inspired you to move to that transition, like from Cricinfo to book publishing? What created that interest?
No, sometimes it's not necessarily that you want to do. Sometimes you are forced to do certain things, right? Cricinfo was undergoing various transitions. We had to sell the company because of financial issues, multiple shareholdings. There's a dominant shareholder who was pushing it in a certain direction. I didn't want to leave Cricinfo technically, but at the time, a buyer had to be found, and the buyer wanted it 100%. Right? So we all sold out, but I stayed on for a while. But once you are not a owner entrepreneur, you are only an employee, that was not something that I was cut out for.
Okay.
So I left, and then my partner who was with me in Cricinfo also, Satyanarayan, he also then wanted to leave, and then two of us decided we should do something very different from what we have been doing in Cricinfo. And that's how we got into book as a print book. I'm not talking about ebook. Eventually we are going to get involved in that also. But basically because we are book readers ourselves, we like reading a lot of books, we discuss a lot of books, and we wanted to bring all kinds of high quality books in the regional languages. So we started publishing in Tamil. Our initial business plan talked about doing it in 10 plus Indian languages, but that was not to be. It was extremely difficult even to make the Tamil publishing work, and we are working with it for now 2 decades, 20 years now, and it is still a difficult proposition. Okay. It's very complex, right? Moving to tech again, the 2014 time period was basically to make money. Okay. So nothing romantic about it. Here we were spending a lot of money in our book publishing operation, and we also needed a source of income. Something which not just income for ourselves individually, but to even invest in the publishing, because it was just draining a lot of money as we were doing all kinds of experiments. So this was getting into IT was more about building a viable revenue generating, profit generating business. So that was the push into that basically.
Perfect. Okay. You even mentioned about let's say having a small set of like employee count, right? How many employees are currently working at Simprosoft?
So today we have about 70 employees. It's reasonably largish. But for a long time we were just about 5 to 10 people, and we were still building fairly high quality solution.
How many did you start with initially?
Initially we were just 3.
Oh.
Just 3 people hired for this.
Okay.
That's all. One of those 3 is continuing to work with us to this day.
Okay.
Right? Now, almost 10 years now. Yeah.
It's been a pleasant journey for you so far?
Yes. It's in IT space, you have all kinds of interesting opportunities. You can build a product and unicorn and grow really big, raise a lot of money and do all that kind of a thing. But IT services is a very, very different kind of a model. Now you can build a very, very large company here. Here, to make a lot of money, you will have to keep on adding headcount. You take TCS, Infosys, Wipro, you'd see that their turnover is directly proportional to the number of people that they are adding, right? But what we are trying to do is work with, see, the kind of IT solutions that a large enterprise has. Today, with the help of products like Zoho, even a startup or a small and medium enterprise, non-IT companies, using IT as an intervention solution, right? See, I'm a manufacturing company. I need my enterprise resource planning. I am a services company. I want a very smooth business workflow, right? That's the kind of solution I'm talking about. So that kind of solutions that we are building, it has given us over the last 10 years a lot of learnings. We now believe that we can use this platform to come up with solutions that can help not just in the services. You just have one client, they give you the requirement and you customize and you deliver a certain solution to them. But what we now think is that we will choose few such categories and then build that, a solution for that entire category.
Got it.
Right? Which is where Creator will be playing a big role, and that's, I might as well tell you that that I talked about manufacturing ERP that we have built in Creator. I would love to talk about that. Depending upon whatever time we have, that is also a great experience for us, which has given us confidence that we can build enterprise quality IT product, SaaS product on a Creator platform. So that's where a lot of our time is going to be spent going forward.
Can you shed more light on that manufacturing use case which you mentioned earlier?
So if you look at a typical manufacturing company, it's really essential that they have a ERP product with them, right? The most popular branded product is SAP, right? Now SAP has a entry level product. From there on, it goes all the way up to high-end enterprise product, right? That's a branded product. Now beyond that, a lot of people have been building their own small custom-built solutions. Many companies are unhappy with any of these packaged products, and they will also get their own IT partners to build something customized for themselves, right? We had one such customer walk in and asked us to build a ERP solution for them. Okay. At that time, we were also not clear whether it could be built in Zoho Creator, and we are talking about nearly 6 years back, I would say. That's how we started building this. And then we did also, over this time, Zoho Creator has changed dramatically, right? Various versions have changed. C4, 5, 6 now. The look and feel has changed a lot. Its functionality has changed a lot. So we looked at Creator that 6 years back and started experimenting with it. We started building that. Okay, lot of difficulties, problems. We also were new to this idea of building an ERP, what an ERP would require. How do you do, there are certain standard segments in any manufacturing company, right? Your procurement and stores, right? That's the starting point, right? Where you have to get raw material. You have to plan how much of raw material is needed, issue all kinds of purchase orders and procure from all over the place, right? They will have a separate department for that. Right? Even before that, there is a planning department, right? You keep getting purchase orders from your clients. You will have to decide how much of material goes into that and how long it will take to produce this, and you can give a commitment according to that. So that's where you're planning your resources effectively, right? Because you have only a limited number of machines. What is the rate at which your machine produces things? How many shifts you will have to run? How many workers are needed? All of this planning has to be done basically. But first is the material planning, right? So that is required. Then the production itself is a fairly complicated thing. Sometimes the production is one machine and your entire full product output is done. So you put your raw material in and the output is exactly the finished goods. But in many cases it's multiple stages, right? You first do one operation in one machine, it moves to the second machine, third machine, and you have added difficulties, like part of it gets done outside, you outsource. So 2 stages made here, the object goes out to another premise, certain things happen there, it comes back, then you finish certain things, then you do quality control all through, pack it, send it to your customer after whatever the committed volume is. A software that does this end to end, from the order that you have received to the dispatch, is an ERP, covering every aspect of this manufacturing. Now that's what we have built using Creator, linking it on either side to a CRM if they use Zoho CRM, that can be integrated, because that's where they are, let's say, going to get their orders. Thereafter, the ERP solution that we have built will take over and will keep talking to the Zoho books from an accounting perspective. Right. So this is a complete product we have built. We've added analytics to enhance the data and presentation, but it is, I would say 90-95% Creator product with only little bits elsewhere, and it has gone through tremendous iterations, and today it is a really good solution. I mean, proudly say one of the best that we could hope to do in the manufacturing space, and that has given us idea that we can go and do it in every other space. In the healthcare space, we have been working for a lot of healthcare clients, but that's the standard IT services model. Tell us what you want, we will do that. Yes. Now we are thinking, hey, for the entire healthcare vertical, so effectively we will be using Creator to compete with Zoho in a sense. Zoho itself may be producing a product in that particular space, but it allows us to do that.
Okay, you mentioned about the manufacturing, right? How is the adoption being taken by the clients? Like, do they adapt to the technology easily, quickly? How is it?
See, the manufacturing companies desperately need this product. So, if the owners of the company clearly see that they are losing money, they are, their purchase system is completely broken, or they are not able to serve their customers within the given time, and there is a penalty to that. There are many large companies which penalizes their suppliers and vendors if they are delaying or if they are underproducing, and all this. It's a very complicated problem that many of them are facing. Wherever people have suffered losses, either they have overbought supplies which go waste, expire, etc., or they are getting penalized at the delivery side, they work with us very comfortably. Today it's a very beginning stages for us. We have handful of clients only, successful implementation in about 3 clients, and we have about another 3 implementations going on now. But the pipeline, the number of people who are talking to us, that's running into tens. And slowly, if this is successful, the implementations are turning out to be what it is, then we will have hundreds of customers in this particular space. So adoption, the customers will be really benefiting by getting this done. So I don't expect problems there. So there's a huge workforce. We have to be geared for that. We are not yet a highly sales-centric company. We get some leads, we process, and then we go and do that. We get anything to do with manufacturing. If customers reach out to Zoho, Zoho is also now recommending us in some of these cases. And we have, in fact, we did one, learning series presentation for Zoho, and a lot of that presentation is there, and a lot of people are looking at this presentation. So today we have a US client for whom we are doing this, and they came to us after seeing the presentation of this ERP solution, and they reached out to Zoho asking for us, and Zoho connected us, and we are now doing the implementation for them. right now.
Oh, wow. That's great news. Also, you mentioned about you have seen different versions of Creator, right? Since 2014
Right.
till date, there's been
Right.
a lot of changes into the platform.
Right.
How has that taken you up? Like, how do you think Zoho Creator as a platform has grown so far? And how does it stand out compared to the other local platforms in the market?
I can only answer part of it because I have not really tested various other low-code platforms.
No
Firstly,
worries.
right? In fact, we would ask, somebody with more resources like Zoho to give us an internal comparison. I'm not saying you have to even publish it outside. We can go to a client and say why you should take Zoho Creator instead of this, because these are the benefits of it. I have limited understanding of that, but I can tell you that over the last 10 years, Creator has undergone tremendous improvement. It's phenomenal. Actually, today, if you look at what we have today to what it was 10 years back, you would be totally surprised. Like those who are only seeing today's version of Zoho Creator, so much has gone into that. But if you ask me, I have a list of things that needs to be done, which will make it even more powerful. In fact, we are talking to Zoho Creator team very closely. One is the multi-tenancy model, which will dramatically transform this platform. A strong sandbox. These are not just me. A lot of Zoho partners have been asking for this, and I know work is going on. This will make Zoho Creator an extraordinarily powerful product creation platform. See, this no code I don't entirely believe in, right? A low code is a fair statement, right? Because you have a lot of ideas, your company works in a certain way, so some degree of customization is required. Now, the flexibility that is offered to you to do that, but do that fast, is what we are looking at, right? And in a very robust manner. One of the things that we have observed is that once we build an application in Zoho Creator, hand it over to our customer, we have not seen them coming back claiming that it is broken. There are problems while we are building, right? We have given, many of the things that we are talking about. We have built an asset management system, right? Just a simple, non-complicated. It is not as complicated as a ERP system. It's deployed in 4, 5, 6 different places now. They have not come back to us at all saying, something is broken, there is a problem. We don't even do AMC with them, right? That is a plus, huge plus, that it is able to withstand, right? Similarly, we have also been, again, not deployed in hundreds of places. We have been working with a lot of NGOs, people who spend money. They get money from various donations, and then they are foundations, basically, right? We are working now with the foundation, and we are building their entire grant management system. Completely, it's a very advanced level of system on Zoho Creator, also pulling few other Zoho products. And that's, its robustness is what is really important. Because a lot of people have this question, a client coming to you, the whole bunch of questions include, what will happen after you have built it and you have gone away 2 years later? How long can I continue to use this? This is a very genuine worry that people have, right? They know that Zoho will, being a large company, survive, but what about us? We are a small company. I mean, if I get bored and all the half the people who are working for us leave and I want to retire, then we just shut the company. It will happen one day. I mean, it may happen, or we may give it to somebody who may continue. But there is no guarantee that I can provide to the end user. So the worry that people will have is that what if I get it built with you? How long can I actually use it? And we tell them that we provide you with a decent documentation. Any other Zoho Creator partner should be able to go into that and then at least maintain it, if not anything. You can yourself maintain it. We can train you. You can get yourself trained as a creator developer and do that. But in most cases, as long as you follow what you are supposed to be doing, you don't even break it. It doesn't even get broken. That once very rigorously you test it and fix all the bugs, you're through. It's fairly robust. There are always challenges when you are changing from, let's say, C5 to C6. The version change is certainly going to break something or the other here or there. That has to be done very carefully, right? I will always tell our clients, don't believe that you can just press a switch and then everything will simply shift there. And it is very difficult to build such a migration model. Always do it with caution. Do it over a weekend or suspend the operations for a while, just freeze it, get our team involved, do it and then check if everything is working fine. Because we also have, in future we may probably get far better sandboxes where you can simply upgrade while the live system is continuing to work into another version and fix everything and then with a touch of a button migrate. All that will be for future. But today you have to do it a little carefully. But other than that, it is very robust. It's very, very functional, very good. So I think it's a great boon to companies. Though I don't want to sell on cost usually, I would say that it is also the total cost of ownership is so comfortable on your purse. Let's leave it at that. If you are not looking at a creator solution, while very well there are other solutions on the table, you are not doing the right to your own company. That's what I would say.
Perfect. So you mentioned about robustness, all these things, like cost effectiveness, all. Now, looking at the aspect of manufacturing and Zoho Creator, right? I think you would be quite the right person to be asked, asking this question is, how do you think the role of low code solutions would play inside manufacturing companies, and how Zoho Creator could add value to that? What do you think about that?
See, the entire Zoho ecosystem could be any software, right? From CRM onwards to books, because they are all performing specific functions.
Very true.
They are already doing a certain degree of automation, right? But manufacturing being a specialized operation, and it is not, there is no single Zoho product that can simply say, for a manufacturer, everything is taken care of. In fact, not just even manufacturing. Even if you are say, outsourced services, it could be IT, it could be accounting. See, today, a lot of outsourcing, service outsourcing happens in India, right? Large scale accounting outsourcing happens in India. Legal outsourcing happens in India for global companies, right? Here, the billing is on by the hour. It's not manufacturing per se, but there are sort of lot of similarities, right? So all these solutions, every company, whether it is in the manufacturing or in the services sector, they need a end-to-end solution from signing a contract to delivering the service to collecting the payment. There are the three key aspects of it, right? And a whole bunch of people are involved in making this happen in your company. So all of this will have to be brought together. Now there, you need, end customer is not bothered about low code or high code or heavy code or all that. They want a solution, right? So to that extent, they are not going to be bothered about this or that. But that is where we, as in Zoho and Zoho's partners, Zoho Creator team and Zoho Creator partners, will have to go and show that this will do everything that you want. Number one, it's not the being low code, all that. It is not somewhat shortchanged or anything like that, right? It's a full service you don't get anything lower, right? It can be turned around quickly for you. See, this is basically that holy grail, right? I want everything. I want it quickly. I want it like today, and I want it at low cost. Reasonable cost. Let's leave low cost and put reasonable cost there. You can do that with Zoho Creator low-code platform. Now, only in answering this it comes. I mean, can we not do it in Java? Absolutely, you can do it. Can we not do it using a Microsoft Dynamics or whatever it is? Yes, you can do it, right? But how quickly? At what cost, right? And can you do everything? Right? These are the three questions that you have to keep answering. And those are the three questions where I would clearly give top of the line marks for Zoho Creator, very clearly. And any other, see, I have done manufacturing. I'm sure there are people who are experts in certain other segments, and they could be doing it in their respective areas. Absolutely.
Perfect. You've been partner for so long with Zoho, right? How's that journey been? Has it been fruitful for you so long?
Oh, absolutely. See, if you are a, let's look at something for comparison, right? If you are a Microsoft solution provider, you don't have to have a day-to-day relationship with Microsoft at all. You don't have to sign up with as a partner to them. It's a different kind of an ecosystem. There may be some partners who are recognized partners. There will be some many more who are not. But in the Zoho ecosystem that is emerging, it is really important, at least for now, that you have a very close relationship with Zoho. Zoho support, the partner support, is extremely crucial, because this is an evolving platform. It's a new idea, right? So in this kind of a scenario, there will be problems. Something will not be working as you expected it to. So you really want to immediately talk to the partner management team to get things resolved. Right? Now you cannot be isolated, separate, saying, I don't know that company, there are people there, you go and talk, and I can't tell the client like that. Right? I have to be the bridge between the client and Zoho, and I have to get solutions somehow working, or at least get some clarity in that, hey, this is not going to happen for now, or this is going to happen couple of quarters down the line, or next year, or whatever it is. Right? So the close interaction with Zoho and Zoho's development team, that Zoho Creator development team in this case, is really important to us. And we get phenomenal support. I mean, I'm hoping all the partners will be getting, but we certainly have excellent relationship. We also have, fights saying, why is this not ready? But it's always the case, right? All of us are asking for hundreds of things. The creator development team can only deliver things on a certain priority. So certain features we recognize will take time, but your customer is in a hurry, and these problems will keep happening. But despite that, I would say that we have excellent support. That's one. Second is the sales support. Right? Many times without Zoho's presence, big deals cannot be signed. Right? Because they would want to clarify with Zoho, saying, hey, I'm not going with Synprosoft only because they have come up with some interesting thing. I'm also taking up the solution because Zoho is there. Right? And so tell us whether this will work for us or not. They want that assurance. That's why many times we get some of those customers to visit Zoho's office, saying we are a small player. There is no doubt about that. There are many Zoho partners who are 5, 10, 15 small players. But it's the Zoho's building and thousands and thousands of, tens of thousands of employees here who are giving them the confidence that we are there. It's end of the day, it is part of what we have built, our platform on which you are coming, that assurance. Third is the joint marketing and lead flow. if we have created, I'm not saying for anything and everything, but we have created an interesting product. Like for example, the manufacturing ERP that we are talking about, Zoho Creators and Zoho's sales infrastructure has helped us tremendously, taking us to certain places. When there is a requirement, it's really important that we get that quickly enough so that we can respond. Whether we can actually even deliver the solution to them or not, creating platform for us to talk about our solution. It's impossible for us to spend a lot of marketing rupees to take our product to the whole country, because we don't have that kind of budget. So joint marketing efforts, the marketing platform that Zoho creates, makes a huge difference for us. It's the difference between success and failure. I will be very blunt about that. Without that kind of a support, we would not go and create another SaaS product. I would simply be a service company. You as a client, you come to me, you ask for this, I will develop this, I will bill you, I will go away. Why should I have 10 people paid a monthly salary to just keep developing a product, hoping that it will eventually find a customer? Right? That is a big risk game. Now, if you are confident that Zoho will back you if the product turns out to be good, and it's also beneficial to Zoho because they'll be able to sell more creator licenses. End of the day, it is a license selling game also. Then they will come along with you and they will take you. That's a third important aspect. And in all of this, we are really getting full support from Zoho and Zoho Creator team, and I'm really grateful for all that.
Thank you so much, Badri, for sharing that experience as being a partner. Now, there are two sets of questions for this. One is your favorite customer implementation so far. You've done multiple implementations using Zoho Creator, right? Your personal favorite, and then the upcoming, projects you're working on currently. So we'll go for the first one now.
Okay. It's difficult to pick. So I will do 2 or 3 picks, right? Quickly, I won't take much time. It just brings out the power of the entire ecosystem, right? There's one that is currently going on, which I will talk about. It's not a big implementation, but it is a very powerful implementation, right? Which also will talk about how Zoho Creator has played a vital role in that. So we have this huge conference coming up next week. It's for an organization called BNI. This is an international conference, so about 2,500 plus delegates are coming from across India and some from outside the country. It's a big event, 2-day event. So the event has to be managed, and Zoho has Zoho Backstage, which is the standard event management platform. So that's what we have taken up, right? So we are, so I'm myself part of the BNI system. I'm executive director for one of the regions here in Chennai called Chennai North. So I was providing, and I'm providing the backend services for this. So we started with Zoho Backstage, and then every day, new requirements keep emerging, right? We need to capture more information from all the delegates, their food preference, where they are staying, when they are arriving, whether they have to be picked up from the airport, all these things. When you are booking the tickets, you don't have any of this. When you are buying the ticket for the event, you don't have any of these ideas. But you need all of this to be given for the organizers to manage that, right? So right immediately, it was obvious that you have to use Zoho Creator to send out emails to them, capture this information so that the organizers have appropriate logistics planned. But unfortunately, people don't use or read emails regularly these days. Many times, this kind of mails actually go into some folders like notification, not spam per se. They get thrown into newsletter, notification, something like that, and people don't even visit there. So the organizers needed WhatsApp communication. So we know that WhatsApp is not natively integrated with even Creator or Backstage, but is integrated with CRM. So get Creator to talk to CRM, send out WhatsApp message, and then another requirement emerges immediately, right? The organizers want a waiver and release agreement signed by every participant, right? Only after that the QR code for the ticket QR code has to be sent to the the participant. So again, we pull Zoho sign, but how to talk to all of them? That's where Creator is sitting right at the center. So Creator will talk to Backstage, Creator will talk to CRM, Creator will talk to sign, and any other piece. And you can keep, you would be amazed the speed, the agility with which our team is responding to the organizers, quickly writing the code, quickly doing the check. It's on the fly. Then messages are sent out, results are captured, tickets are sent. There's like so much of activity that is happening. You remove all these platforms, or you remove Creator alone from this solution would not happen at all. So it's like either you have all of this together delivering a really complex backend, managing a very large event, or you go through the traditional method, throw a bunch of people, call individuals, tell them to do this, send them release forms which they will manually sign, collect it. Just imagine the
Too much of manual work.
complexity. It will just fail, right? Here, the technology allows us. It's difficult that you are working under pressure because all of this is not fully planned. There is no time for it, right? But the agile development model can really work here. A little unorthodox. You are not written a document, requirement, etc., etc. You're just jumping in and you are wading and you are actually getting things done. I'm not recommending this for any solution, but I'm just saying that even a high pressure 3-day, 4-day job where you have to get all of this done or else the event will not happen smoothly is something that we can actually get done. So I'm really quite proud of the fact that we are able to deliver something like this at high pressure situation. This is one which I want to mention, right? I'm not even going to talk about the manufacturing solution, which is something we have already talked about quite a lot, right? The one that I will certainly talk about is because we are a cricket crazy nation, I'll certainly talk about what we are doing now for Hotstar,
Okay.
which is now streaming the T20 World Cup, Cricket World Cup that is happening in the US. So we are working with Disney Hotstar, building their backend platform, which started primarily as a CRM project, Zoho CRM project, and there are lots and lots and lots of rules and extensions required. It's a complex advertisement game. Before every game, the advertisements, new deals have to be booked, and the advertisements have to be delivered according to various impressions. There is a lot of internal competition between different ads, right? To different audience they have to be served. It's a fairly complicated solution. Our team has been working on this for now little more than close to 2 years. We have been building up the solution. At a certain point in time, they wanted this to be rolled out for the one-day World Cup that happened earlier in India, right? So that we couldn't, we were not ready at that time. So then we said the actual rollout we will do it during before the T20 World Cup. Now it's happening. We have our team sitting there right now in Mumbai which is where their control center is, helping them roll out the solution. It is going so far, absolutely no glitches, everything is fine. And this again has multiple bits of Zoho involved, and Zoho Creator is playing a very vital role in that. As I said, we have we have a major healthcare implementation that we are doing for a US client. We have a a big the grant management system I talked about, right? We're doing that for Wipro Foundation, which is spending thousands of crores every year on I think it is in the 1,000 crore range at least, for giving scholarships to various services, and it's all in various parts running on a completely creator-based solution that we have built. We have earlier built similar solutions for Azim Premji Foundation, also from the same group. So from there on, naturally, when they wanted a solution for Wipro Foundation, they naturally reached out to us, and we are providing this solution. So we are quite thrilled about these kind of solutions, which have large impact on even very large IT companies, which see a point in using this kind of solution. Really
Very happy to listen to how creator is actually making impact across the world. Like, let's say cricket, let's say even NGOs and healthcare, every single thing. It's so exciting to hear these stories. Thank you so much for sharing this, and especially like how you put out creator acts as a bridge in many of the aspects, right?
Correct.
Thank you so much for this. I now will leave aside technology a bit. Maybe we'll have a quick this or that game, which I'll ask you one or like a particular option A or option B. You'll have to answer one of them. Immediate success or gradual growth? What do you most believe in?
Gradual growth.
Great. Are you more into reading books or watching a podcast?
Actually, both. When you are doing some work or driving in a car, you can't read a book. But I right through this, I was listening to a podcast more than watching a podcast. Listening to the podcast, just the audio alone is sufficient. And I read a lot of books, so I do both.
Which one is your favorite so far?
No, equally. I think they both are great. Both are great.
Which has been your favorite book so far?
Oh, book. Right now I am reading certain books on archaeology. My interests are from history to archaeology to a variety of areas. I have enormous interest in history. I'm currently reading a book called Aryans, and they're tracing archaeological and other linguistic evidence by a person called Charles Allen, who is no more. The book has been published posthumously. That's a current book that I'm reading.
Perfect. Are you more of a call person or a chat person?
More of a chat. I mean, I would like to avoid talking over the phone.
Little bit going into the Zoho Creator part, maybe. Do you believe in more in pre-built templates or like going full customization for any of your clients?
Pre-built to a high extent, and then minimal customization.
Break the internet with a viral Zoho app or build a loyal client base for a long term? What do you most believe? Like, what would you take as an option?
Loyal client base, because the virality will go away, and it is not going to translate into money. Really, I mean, we are talking about profitable operations. Loyal clients make a big difference, and they will stick with you for a long time.
Perfect. This has been such a sweet conversation. Thank you so much, Badri, for taking your time. We'll end this podcast with just two more questions. Any other technology you see that is booming currently across the world? Apart, it could not just be related to development, software development or something. Initially, we had AI. So how do you see different technologies around the world, and do you see one particular technology that could be booming, and how, like, integrating it in your business services and all?
Yeah. See, right now in a big way, everybody is talking about AI, right? And until I saw ChatGPT itself and its later versions of it, I also didn't really think highly of AI, as in it's only a buzzword kind of a thing. I thought. But ChatGPT has shown that phenomenal things are possible despite all its problems. There are problems. There is hallucination, there's wrong answers, all these things happen. So ignore all of that. Even with that, I think it is a transformative thing. I'm not afraid of it, not at all afraid of it. But what I'm still not clear and that's where I'm, a little worried is, how do I understand this fully to implement it meaningfully somewhere, right? I think, contrary to what a lot of people think, it can make a big difference in the field of education. We have to educate all our children to a very high quality, right? And we are seeing huge problem with teacher quality, and also in increasing the numbers, the remote places, all kinds of problems are there. Now AI could be a great solution even within the office. For example, the training is the biggest impediment to you, right? You have to spend a lot of time training your employees, and then they may leave, and again another person comes and you'll have to train again. AI could be a great training companion for us, right? For your own environment, right? How do we make this happen? That's why the challenge is. It has an educational training aid. It can be used in 100 other places, but I am more worried about these are as places where it can make a big difference, and I would like to see how I can play some part in this at some point in time. I've been talking to a few people who are AI capable and doing things, but I don't think we have yet come to some kind of a meaningful point to start doing something. But if I'm going to do something in AI, it will be in the learning, teaching, training, education.
Also,
space.
there is a different part of this aspect, right? You mentioned about how AI could improve the teaching quality and all. There is one vice versa, like other angle, like where students using it for their project purposes or like.
No, that is wasted actually, right? That is cheating. You are not learning anything. The teacher has asked for a report, you produce a report. You just press a button and that gives you something, you just cut, paste and give it.
Exactly.
Right? That's not true education. True education is, you knowing things and you creating frameworks in your mind about various things. And that is basically making your brain do things. Now, AI may get something done. I'm less interested in that. What do you do with all the people then? Right? People will have to do something productive, unproductive. We'll look at all of that later. You and I are now having this conversation, right? Can two bots have this conversation? Because only we have the experience. Our experience may be dodgy, low quality, not great, fancy, all that. But we still have an experience. And that is what I'm sharing with you and you are asking me to share with you. And same thing, if we just exchange our seats. This only we can do. Right? Real human beings can do. And this is where a lot of learning is going to be. Right? AI is a tool. That's all. Now, kids are using it because they are bored with education. And they don't want to write anything because it's not been made exciting to them. So, in order to escape them using ChatGPT, that's a that's a short-termism, and you can't go and tell children this is wrong, don't do that, etc. Right? But if you tell them, look, how about this chat is a companion to you, right? You can actually talk. It can tell you stories. It can tell you real stuff, and it can actually address your curiosity in a simpler manner, without ever getting bored with you, without fighting with you, without saying, no, I have no time now. Because parents and teachers will at many points will say this. And parents and teachers don't know everything. But an AI-powered bot in a right format can be an excellent companion, right? And they can take you around the world, right? You can talk to that bot about Taj Mahal, and it will tell you everything that you want to know about Taj Mahal. There are hundreds of books. It can even recommend the book. It can even say, this is the book from which I have taken a lot of points. I would recommend you read this book. If you want, I can read that book out to you, so you listen. The possibilities are endless.
Very true.
right? The same thing, in a very, very, very utilitarian way, right? One of my employees is saying, hey, I want to solve this problem because this is what our client has asked. I don't know where to start. Now, if we have bots to which we are constantly conversing and it is building formats like this, I say, go ask the bot. The bot will tell you, okay, what is the problem? What is required? Did you try this? How about this? Can you do this? Right? Will the bot do it itself? I don't think so. I think that's too much of a jump. But we don't have to go there. It's a step-by-step interaction where the employee has a conversation with the experienced colleague. The bot could be a AI bot could be a nice experienced colleague. You will have both. But if the colleague is very busy, has to deliver something himself or herself, bot has no such problem, right? So learning tool, it can be a phenomenal learning tool.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that, Badri. One final part of the question. Out of your 3 decades of experience, right, you've been managing you've been part of BNI, you've been now into Simprosoft implementations and all. Managing like multiple businesses at one time could be hectic according to many outsiders. So one particular piece of advice before we end this particular podcast, one piece of advice that you would like to give youngsters like us or whoever it is, because like I said earlier, right, you have started your professional journey even before I was born. So this is something we have been having a conversation. So one piece of advice you would like to share before we end this podcast.
I don't know if youngsters are really looking for advice these days, really, right? Only thing I would say is that we do have enormous capacity, each of us individuals, right? We shouldn't restrict ourselves to only one thing, right? Not necessarily as a profession. I'm saying, you work for 10 different companies, which nobody wants, or you go and start 2-3 things, but don't restrict yourself to one thing alone, as in I will do my job 6 hours, 8 hours a day, and I will completely while my time away, as in I do want to, I also watch Netflix and some movies once in a while. I do listen to a lot of podcasts, I read a lot of books, but I have a lot of hobbies as well, right? And I'm always thinking about what I can build there, not necessarily for money, but something that will enhance the experience of myself and my fellow enthusiasts, right? I go to a monument, I immediately look at it and say, hey, how I can actually enhance anybody who is walking in here if someone starts talking to them, right? Describing what you are seeing there, its history, its very, the technology that was deployed, the culture that was present at that particular time. Just giving it as an example, right? Even, you are in a wooded, nice place. You look at a tree. Do you know what the tree is? We don't, right? So if there is, can I make the experience better to just know a little bit more about it, about the world in which we are, about the surroundings in which we are, something which continues to converse with us all through. So you can keep looking at everything that you see and see how you can transform it for the better. That kind of a thinking will happen automatically because you are involved in a certain technological platform, but you are also having multiple hobbies. Then you would like to then marry them in some way and create ideas, products which you may or may not build, but at least you will talk about it and somebody can go and build it. So to be constantly part of groups of people who want to do things is what you need to be, all youngsters will have to be doing. And I'm not giving it as an advice. I'm just saying that it has been a very rewarding association for me with many such groups. I'm part of a group which is into heritage. I'm part of a set of people who are interested in science as a hobby, right? Not as a exam or something like that, right? And all of this group of people who are Tamil enthusiasts, literary enthusiasts. So be part of as many groups as you can, and it will be very rewarding.
Thank you so much, Badri, for your time. It's been such a fruitful conversation. So we'll end this podcast with, you've been a Tamil enthusiast, right? So we'll end this podcast with you thanking the audience and just sharing a few one-liner or something.
நிச்சயமா ரொம்ப நன்றி என்னை இந்த இடத்துக்கு அழைத்து இதை பற்றியெல்லாம் பேசுகிறதுக்கு. முக்கியமாக இந்த ஜோஹோ கிரியேட்டரை பற்றி, மற்றபடி ஜோஹோ கிரியேட்டர் மட்டும் இல்லாமல் ஜோஹோ உடைய மற்ற பலவேறு அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ் அதை பற்றியும் பேசுகிறதுக்கும் இந்த இந்த மாதிரியான இந்த பாட்காஸ்ட் உரையாடல் இது வந்து ரொம்ப ஒரு ஒரு சக்தி வாய்ந்த ஒரு ஊடகம் இது. இதன் மூலமாக நாம் வந்து ஏகப்பட்ட பேரை போய் சென்றடைஞ்சு அவங்களுக்கு இந்த மென்பொருளை பற்றி ஒரு பக்கம் சொல்கிறோம், இன்னொரு பக்கம் இதில் என்னென்ன சாத்தியங்கள் எல்லாம் இருக்குதுன்னு சொல்கிறோம் இல்லையா. அது கேட்குறவங்களுக்கு நிச்சயமாக ரொம்ப உபயோகமாக இருந்திருக்கும். அவர்களும் இதை தங்களுடைய நிறுவனங்களில் பயன்படுத்திக்க முடியும். என்னை அழைத்து இங்கே பேச வைத்ததுக்கு மீண்டும் ஒரு முறை நன்றி.